Hi, I'm Lynn, and I'm part of the Wandering Shepherds, and today we're heading off to Hemlock Ridge Trail in beautiful Charleston Lake Park. This is really neat, isn't it? Because it's so dark, it's choking out all the undergrowth. Another little cave.
What's that?
Another little cave. So come and take a hike with us.
Go on the hike. 1.8 kilometers. Michael Jackson was here.
Okay.
I thought that was funny.
It's hilarious, but we're not going on that trail. We're going on the 1.7 trail.
Oh, it's less.
It's a little bit less, but it's apparently we were referred to this trail by the person whose cottage we're renting, and this one is a little more difficult. We prefer a little more difficult, and we prefer a little more interesting. So apparently this is the more interesting of the two.
You'll have to wear your leash, son.
So this is the trailhead for Hemlock Ridge Trail in beautiful Charleston Lake. We're getting the little brochure on the trail, and we're going to give it a try. According to the brochure on this trail, this one's all about the trees that they have growing here. So we'll see what we can find.
I'm going to tell people the mistake we made over all the years. I'm going to talk about a real big error that Lynn made over all these traveling shows. And this tree here is called what, Lynn?
You know what it is, Arnie. Let's hear it.
Well, it's not a walnut. I know where I got that information from, but you can kind of guess where I got it from. This is a hickory tree.
What kind of hickory?
Just says hickory, Lynn.
No, it doesn't.
As soon as I get the brochure, I'll tell you. But it's a hickory tree, not a walnut. My mistake.
It's a shagbark hickory.
It's a shagbark hickory. I guess if you're in the public eye, you should be getting the right information out there. But you know where I got that information from. But I'm a man. I can suck it up, and I can learn.
Okay, here's a really nice pathway. Not just flat boards, but stepping logs.
Stepping trunks, son. Stepping trunks.
Stepping trunks.
That's an oak right there. We know that for a fact because it has oak leaves on it.
And what kind of oak is it?
I don't know, there's different types of oak, I'm not sure.
I think when we go in, there's going to be numbered ones. We reached the first tree that they're going to tell us about on the path. Number 1.
I'm actually trying to find number 1. Number 1's number 1. Where would number 1 be? 8, 9, 11. Introduction.
See at the bottom?
Well, there's 2. There's 1.
What's it say?
The
setting.
Does it have
Okay.
nothing to do with the tree?
I guess not. So for post 1, basically the brochure just explains that this is what the setting of this area is, and it's a whole variety of different trees and different kind of ecosystems in this area. So we access this trail through the park, but the cottage we're staying at, you can access it from its front yard, actually. That's where we...
Oh, here. Go ahead, huh?
That's where we came the very first day we were here. We kind of explored the area, and this was the trail that we said that we were going to come back to. So we can access this from our home base or from the park.
Okay, we get some information here.
Oh, we're at number 2 already?
See, this is how you can tell. See the 2 on there?
Okay.
2 on the map. It's got a hickory. It's got a shag bark hickory.
This like the one who showed you at the beginning.
It's right there. It's not the dead one right there.
It's this one.
Actually, this is one here too, a small one.
Yeah, but this is
there's quite a few in here. But this is the one we're looking at, right here.
and obviously you can see why it's called shagbark.
Again, remember we talked about this earlier?
Yep.
I'm going to guess that that's made for some kind of insects and stuff, or keep things off it.
Or squirrels or porcupines or something.
Some-
Our theory is that it stops creatures from climbing up and getting its nuts or something.
Who's your friend that does all the research?
Allison.
Allison?
Yeah.
Maybe Allison can hunt that up, because she's got a lot of spare time probably. And she can hunt up that information.
That's right. She probably would. She loves doing research for our channel. We got a colony of little fungus here on this living tree. So Arnie talks on this video as if everybody knows who we are, but we do have a daily sheep farming vlog at Ewetopia Farms. That's our main vlog, and when we have the opportunities, we switch hats and call ourselves the Wandering Shepherds, and that's when we try to leave the farm behind and head out in nature and explore areas around our farm, because we can't go far, and see what our area has to share with everybody. And people tend to take their own backyards for granted, and we've discovered some really awesome places, and I hope it encourages others to go check out sites in their neighborhood, because it's surprising what when you live somewhere, you take everything for granted, and there's so much out there to see. Now we're in a really cool bush. This is really neat, isn't it?
Most of these are all hemlock. We've got our next display coming up here, so I'll rehearse before we make a fool of myself. What do we got here? Number 3.
It's coming up right now. This forest is really dark. But we've reached number 3.
Number 3. 3. And what is it called, hon?
Well, what are we looking at, do you think?
All these right here.
So all the trees in this forest,
These two.
you might assume that they're pine trees, but they're not. What are they?
Eastern hemlock.
And why do they look different
If you
than a
look at
pine? Let's pull this little one down and look at his quills.
it, look at they got that nice little.
They're flat.
Yeah.
Instead of being they're soft, not prickly like a pine, and they're flat like somebody squashed
nice.
them.
Smell nice.
Oh, and they smell nice?
They smell nice. Almost as nice as you. Do you know when you're building fences or rail fences or fences in the ground?
Mm-hmm.
What's the best wood to use for that?
I would have thought cedar,
Cedar. Why?
because it lasts a long time and it is resistant to water.
Yeah, it doesn't rot very quick.
Yeah.
Someone told me the other day that hemlock actually does pretty good in wet conditions too. Withstands wet conditions when you mill it.
So it would make good fences too?
Or docks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
it's not true, but I heard that the other day that hemlock withstands the water.
Okay, so this could be false information like his walnut tree.
Oh, man. Really?
But it could be true information. And if you listen very carefully, it must be supper time for the chickadees. Because you can hear them all over the place in here.
There's that rock ledge again right here, babe.
Is it?
The difference here is this is the gravel without the limestone on top, or the sandstone on top.
Ooh, this might be more likely to collapse under us.
So the limestone's missing here. It's just the gravel.
hard to see from this angle, but there is a ridge here. Chickadees are so happy. But like we were saying, hemlock and cedars grow in wet conditions. They need wet conditions to survive, and it makes sense that they are more resistant to rot and stuff because that's the conditions they grow in. So we're at number 4 now, and it shows a whole bunch of plants and stuff that normally grow in forest areas, and there's nothing growing around here. And they're saying that these hemlocks,
I think we're choking everything out.
remember I said it's really, really dark in here? Because it's so dark, it's choking out all the undergrowth. And that's why these forests are always dark and cozy feeling and almost creepy. Ahead, it's cold right now, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon. And where Arnie's walking, it's actually starting to turn into fog. Do you see the fog?
No, I don't.
You can't see that that trail's foggy?
No.
Oh my God. He needs glasses. You can't see that that looks smoky?
No, not at all. I mean, it's sunlight. But maybe I'm wrong.
It's fog. We're gonna go search for some of these bowls in our forest at home because I have a really good idea for them. So, to be continued on those. We're just talking as we were walking, and we're saying that all the trees in here are all the hemlock, and then we found this behemoth in the middle of them all, and this is not a hemlock. This is a lone pine.
See, the pine loses their. See? Pine loses their. This time of year, they lose their.
Pine lose their needles?
Needles, I guess you call it. That's a pine, yes.
Just like your Christmas trees lose their needles.
Yeah.
So if you had a hemlock Christmas tree, yeah, hemlocks stay green all year. So we got another giant pine here on the edge of the cliff, and you can see his roots here running along the cliff edge like a fence.
I'm actually shocked this tree. Look over the edge. How's this tree stand?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Look. What do you think's holding that tree up?
Oh, you can't see it.
Actually, put it on. Let's see this. What do you have? Which way do you have it? Like this? Okay, watch this. I won't fall here. So you see this tree here. It's got its roots all in where Lynn is. And then look at here. I don't know if you can see that. How good you can see that. It's totally growing in an embankment. It's shocking that tree can stand up. I'm going to give the camera back to Lynn, because Lynn is a professional camera person.
And we have a phone, not a camera.
My information is pretty false. So. Pretty fuzzy.
Okay, we've come to another marker here. Number 5.
Now I'm gonna do a little explain here, a little education thing for all you kids. Number five. It says taking root. Now you think that would be like growing foundation, but I'm gonna tell you this tree didn't do very well. See, the root didn't really connect to this tree. What's the picture here on? Taking root. What does that mean? I guess you have to read it, eh?
That's right.
If I have time tonight, I'll read it.
Well, let's see, Ernie. Okay, so even though this is all mainly hemlocks in here, what they say for this one, what was it? Taking root, it was called?
Taking root.
Well, what they were saying is that you'll see a lot of big hemlocks around, but hemlocks have a very, very difficult time growing because they have very fine root system. And if there's pines around that drop their needles, their little roots can't dig through the pine needles, and so you'll seldom ever get a baby hemlock. Where you'll find the hemlocks is when something's decaying, like rotten pine trees or whatever, something decaying. The little seedlings there can get root because it's soft ground, and that's how they get established. But if there's anything deterring their root system, they won't grow. So if you find a hemlock forest, I guess that's you've found some pretty hardy trees.
Now I'm trying to look for a baby hemlock.
Yeah, it says you'll find them in decaying things like logs and stuff. So we were searching for a baby hemlock. We found two here. Hard to see them in this light, but they're right here. And it's hard to see on the camera, but this is a rise, but push on it.
It's a log, old log.
See? It's soft. So there you go. It's growing on some decaying stuff. Now he's found post number 6, and we've got a dead tree here. This is an eastern red cedar. It's very similar to the shag bark hickory in that they are both more suitable to southern climates. These are rare in our area where we get lots of snow. And when you do see them, they're usually in a sunny, warm area, like here, like on a rock area where normally it would get sun. But because of the harsh conditions here, and now it's on a rock, they tend not to grow very big. Whereas if you went down south into the States, these would be much bigger, stronger trees. But they're slowly making their way here. And I assume with global warming, they may be a new Canadian tree. Okay, we're gonna head out of the sunny area where the hot weather trees are, and we're gonna go back into a dark tunnel again. My favorite are the dark ones. They are kind of creepy.
This tree lived here for 100 years and then gave up. Both of them were dead.
Oh, are they?
Pine.
That's too bad. But you got to realize how deep is the soil here?
How what?
How deep is the soil here?
Not too deep.
That's right.
Probably ran out of water. Eh?
Really, really harsh conditions here. That's why we keep saying it's amazing, the trees here, because these are big trees and we're right on top of rock. This is the wetland here. We heard some ducks, but can't really see them, eh?
Some ducks in there, pretty hard to pick them out. Too much debris, eh? They love that. They're not good protected, eh?
Yeah.
But Canada's full of these spots. There's millions of these spots in Canada for wildlife. And without this, you don't have any life, eh? The water, eh? Yeah, I imagine there's millions of frogs in there and everything else.
Turtles, but kind of way too cold for them. Today we got down to 3 degrees Celsius.
Now I'm looking for
You're looking for what?
little cedar trees.
You mean the hemlocks? Why, you think they're lying, or you're?
I just never realized that they're that hard to grow. Eh?
You're never too old to learn.
swear that this is man-made with cement.
I know. I know, it does. It looks like fences.
Well, so this was a rock one time, and this had to be liquid one time.
No, I'm guessing it was just sand and water and snow and compression. So it formed by compression. It's solidified.
If you look at that, it's like, how wow, is that the first thing about making cement?
Yeah, probably that's how we copied it. Copied nature. That's kind of a little fall there. I don't think that's the route you're supposed to go, but look at the cliff there, Arnie.
I'm gonna stand here, honey.
But again, underneath there, you can see all that. Like, I can see that would break. Arnie, stop it! That's stupid, because that's a loose one.
Lynn.
Look at all the little loose pieces of rock that it's not made out of that granite.
Well, it's not like I'm gonna fall and break my back and you can't make supper for you or something.
Well, it's true. At least I wouldn't have to listen to you if you fell down there. I'd just say I didn't see you.
Well, it's nice that you're concerned about me. That's a nice feeling then.
But look at underneath you. It's all those
Jump up and down?
that cement stuff. It's actually really cool. And again, we have a tenacious tree trying to grow there. But it's a pine. See any ducks in there?
They're not making any noise. He's over there somewhere.
Yeah, he probably is irritated by us. But I don't see any.
In that open spot, hardly in that deep water.
Yeah.
The bay's coming to an end here. It's in there somewhere.
Okay, we're at post number 7. Where the marsh and the quacking duck is. And this is an example of a drowned forest. So there's a bunch of dead trees here. And I'm guessing that the beavers dammed it up in here and made a little marsh. And the marsh killed all the trees, but made a new habitat for the ducks and the frogs and the turtles. But you can see the colors are really starting to come out now.
Unless I read this wrong.
We're at number 8, right?
Yeah, that's like 2 zeros on top of each other. Unless I read this wrong, then you can double check me. That big tree in front of it.
Oh yeah.
There's a red oak.
Okay.
And they say they're not from this area.
Where are they from?
They just moved into the area.
Again, from down south?
Well, I have to read the rest of it, and I'd rather have supper.
Well, I can tell you with the attitude I'm receiving today, supper might be not coming your way.
Well, that's what it is.
But I assume it also is from down south. All these plants are making their way north to Canada from the States, I would guess.
Okay, Judy?
What?
I'm thinking of a little embankment there with a little porch.
Another beautiful little spot for a creature to get shelter.
Okay. Unless I'm wrong. Are we ready? Okay, this is supposed to be 9, unless that's an upside down 6. Okay, this is 9, I think. Striped maple right there.
Okay, and so
I don't know where the stripe is.
why don't you get a regular maple leaf and we'll show the difference?
Yeah, regular maple.
Because this,
I don't know where the stripe part is. Where's the stripe part?
this doesn't look like a typical maple that we see in Canada anyway. But it's called a striped maple. And you can see they're turning yellow over here. So when they are in fall color, they'll be yellow. And right here I have a yellow maple leaf that we see more commonly here. See, the shape is different.
That's a maple tree. And those are different.
Well, why don't we grab a little one of those too? Won't hurt him because he's going to lose his leaves in the fall anyway, but we won't pull it off. Wow. That's different shape, you see.
They say these are supposed to have yellow and green stripes, and maybe it's the wrong time of year. I guess here. Like a little Buddha doll.
Do you know what love little alcoves like that? Those rat snakes.
Here could be having a hard time too.
Well, look at the root again. It's coming out the side.
Yeah.
There's the tree.
You think that'd blow over?
Big tree, but this is his root climbing along this cliffside. Craziness. Survival. I guess it's not crazy, it's survival. Didn't you want to stick your head in this snake den? That's a really deep one in there. I wouldn't even stick my head in there. Looks man-made, but it isn't. Is this the trail? Yep, there's a little marker right above your head.
How's this tree doing?
Doing pretty good.
You gotta give it a lot of credit. Here's that one root, and there might be a root going up there.
Well, the other one's definitely got a root going over the top.
How do you even stand up with a root one?
Well, they're anchored in, or they wouldn't.
Okay. There's that behind.
Oh, is there?
Looks like we're at number 10. 10. I'm going to tell you something. This is kind of funny.
Okay.
This is 10.
Yep.
See 10?
10.
Now, if you're going to show a tree, at least it should be alive.
Well, maybe he was alive at one point. What's
you made
this?
the brochure?
Yeah.
Yellow birch.
Yellow birch.
To me, it looks like a little bit past the yellow part.
So, unlike a silver birch, which is the white bark, right?
I guess so.
This is more yellow.
This is number 10. I'm pretty positive. Wow, this is kind of like going to the Grand Canyon. Oh, what a wormhole. I wouldn't put my finger in there. finger in a bit. Mushrooms in. Want to put your finger in there?
I don't know.
Could be a snake in there. If you can see it.
Look, Arnie, here's the baby roots growing on this little tree.
Yeah, I see that.
Look at them. Holding onto this rock. Is it soft?
Just like a baby's bum. That'd make a good carpet.
It's like a...
Organic.
Is it ever nice, eh? Beautiful moss growing along the cliffside here. Oh, there is another marker up here. Come on. If there's not something in there, I would be shocked. Okay, we're at number 11.
This is the top of here like honestly, this is just feeling like school right now. I didn't take to my school.
We can tell. Hurry up.
Hardwoods, I guess we were talking about this area.
Oh, these are all hardwoods. So we got
So
maple.
different type of trees, leaves you're looking for?
Okay, so what do we have, for instance? What are the hardwoods? Ash,
Well,
maple, oak. What else would it be?
oh, yeah. Sugar maple, white ash, and America beech.
Oh, beechwood. And there's got to be oaks in here too. We passed a few oaks. Those would be all the hardwoods we have, right?
Yeah, you don't mention oak here, but just mention those. What you're looking at right now.
And if you're short like me, you really have to clamber down. I don't know. It's more adventurous this way. Oh, man. Okay, this part would be definitely hard for some people. What?
It's just like a little private island.
Well, it's got growth on it. Growth on it? And what's this? It's a bunny.
Oh, it's a bunny, huh?
And if people don't know, that's a maple seed. It's not like these trails are hard, as in you can't breathe or you're gonna run out of energy. It's that they're rugged. So you have to be very careful not to twist your ankle and fall. Because getting out would be very difficult if that happened. Because we are quite remote here. Another little cave?
What's that?
Another little cave?
Oh, I was a little worried about I couldn't get through here.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
When I was younger, I could get right through here very easy. You don't have to go in there, do you, huh?
No, I already went in the igloo cave that you didn't go in.
You wonder that rock used to be on here.
Yep.
You wonder how many years it takes for that to move away.
Very long. Look at this root system. We got a little baby here. And that, look at the root. All the way along here. Amazing. I know. Some of them, you know, animals have to be in them. They have to be. They're perfect little dens.
Look at this here.
I know. Look at all. They're all different too. All different plant life. You'd think it was fake.
That's a hole in there. I'm looking at it.
Now we're into a different type of moss. And then the little baby ferns that are really tiny. See? And for somehow this tree grew right out from the middle of the rock. Oh, same with this little baby one here. Sorry, but it's amazing. What about it? Soft? It's got a tail? Let's see. Push it again so we can see.
I don't want to bother you again.
No. I don't think you hurt it if you're gentle.
I saw it going there too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Oh my goodness, look at all the cracks.
You wonder how many years it takes for that to move away. You know what I mean?
A lot of years. That's amazing. Look at them all. It's like volcanoes. Not volcanoes, earthquakes. Or is it just ice and freezing and thawing?
Yeah, I'm saying this would fill up with water and
Yeah.
freeze it.
Yeah.
See how this bit here is?
Yeah.
Pushing it apart eventually, eh?
Yep.
Anyways, we're going up that way, I guess. The root section there.
This way. Out of the rocks and into the forest again. So I guess any trail you walk on could be kind of boring. I mean, trees, rocks, stumps. But it's what you make of it. If you stop and learn and look and smell and touch, everything takes on a new life and you appreciate it. And the fresh air right now in your lungs feels really good. Shagbark hickory.
No more mistakes.
Okay, we've reached number 12, which I believe is the last one on the trail. And it's come to this little tree here. It's called a hop hornbeam, but its common name is ironwood.
Don't be confused with this one. It's this one.
Okay.
Not this one. It's this one.
Okay. And these apparently are common to this area. This particular area where we are right now. Like I always think that if you walk on their roots, it's gotta be.
Hey, you wouldn't want them to step in your toes.
You'd think it would harm them. So this is 13. It's not listed.
Don't even say that.
It's not listed as 13 on the brochure, but it's listed as conclusion because we don't want to jinx anything. But it's just, they're just talking about the diversity of the trees and plant life in this little area we've been at today. Okay, this is a really cool tree, but Arnie discovered that it's full of fungus. Fungi.
Not too colorful.
Not too colorful, but it doesn't matter. We got some here.
I think it's actually dying, man. I think it's dying.
Oh, this one's got it too. Okay, we're done Hemlock Ridge Trail. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more of our travel vlogs with the Wandering Shepherds, and please be sure to check out Ewetopia Farms and come see some really cute sheep. Bye for now.